Alright, literally, almost every single time, without fail, whenever I try to act super casual or try to joke around with people in public to a stranger, I always feel like a freaking serial killer that's trying to pretend to be normal. Or like I just landed on planet Earth and I'm trying to fit in with humans. Every single time without fail, it's this weird robotic monotone. People don't get that I'm joking or being sarcastic or being ironic or whatever. And it's so annoying because and I've had this problem I remember a year ago I was friends with this girl and she would constantly wonder if I was being serious or not. And she also had that sense of humor where you say things that are wild, but you know that the other person is just saying things for shock value kind of. And she knew that almost anything that I said wasn't real, but then it's her or someone else, even her, even someone like her who understood the assignment, she could literally, the lines could start blurring so much that she literally wonders if I'm being real or not. And then it's then who are you really? Do I even have a personality at that point? Because I'm so used to putting on a show and trying to connect so bad and trying to, it's I'm scared of being the real me. But the only reason why I'm scared is because I don't know who I am, truly. I know who I am. Everyone knows who they are deep down. But who am I around you? You know what I mean? Who am I in front of a camera? Who am I in front of the girl you like, or the guy you like, or the boss that you have to take orders from? Who are you in those situations? So I have a hard time I genuinely have a hard time it's so funny to me because it's it's yearning for, like I said, genuine connection, but I can't bring myself to connecting with people. And it's sad. It's weird because it's I want to connect with people, but I can't, because when I try to genuinely connect with people and say a joke, because my thing too is I get a lot of my lines, my dialogue, I guess, my vernacular or my vocabulary, I get it from movies, or I get it from other people. For example, I'll give you an example of this lady at the gas station today when I went in to get, I got I got this, a double shot, and then I was going to get gas with cash and just be can I get blah, blah, blah on blah, blah, blah. So then I go in and I grab this and it's $5, and I'm whoa, that's expensive. And then sure enough, she was having a conversation with the guy that was paying before me, and she was telling him or he was saying, or I don't know, someone said something about it being, the prices being so expensive, So I was oh, okay, I'm going to hold on to that and use that when I, talk to her, if I decide to talk to her, if the vibe's right or not. So I go up to her and I'm looking down at my cash and I'm just I don't know why, I just can't look her in the eye for some reason. And then I'm just she told me the price of the Starbucks drink, and then I'm wow, that's expensive, huh? And there was a at least 1, 2, 3, 4, a 4-second solid gap of silence before she was I know. Am I the normal one and she's the weird one? Why that little silence? How come with that other dude she was so talkative and laughing and stuff, and then I try to just say anything. It doesn't have to be anything. Like, it could just be the dumbest thing ever. Like, oh, stupid small talk. And it's, I'm not saying that she made me feel awkward or that she made the situation awkward. It's not her fault, but it's also not my fault. But it also is kind of my fault because I didn't look her in the eye. I didn't say anything else after that. So maybe I am just awkward. And there's like no way to fix that. So like, I think that's why like I do anything possible to not like let people know how I'm really feeling about something. Like, if someone asks me what I do for work or whatever, I'll just make something up on the spot depending on how I'm feeling, or if I see something, or if I think of something from a movie. I'll just be like, yeah, I'm a construction worker. Or you know what I mean? Like, that's just like a basic boring answer, but I can genuinely come up with like stupider answers and like bizarre things that you're just like, what the heck is going on in this person's mind, why can't this dude just be normal? Why can't you just like answer questions directly without trying to be funny? But that's the thing too, is that I genuinely think I am funny, but it's like it only works sometimes. I want to say like half of the time, if even that. Like, it's a certain percentage of time that it works. It's a certain audience that it works, that those types of jokes land with. You really have to know your audience, and you have to read the room. But obviously, I didn't read the room when I was in that gas station with that clerk lady. Like, I don't know why. I mean, to be fair, it was like the first thing that I did today. Like, it was like the first social interaction I had. So I was just kind of like barely like waking up, like warming up a bit. So I can't be like too hard on myself. And there's like a what's it called? Those little security golf cart things, and there's two women, and I look crazy because I'm like staring at I'm like talking and I'm staring at my steering wheel because that's where the camera is, and like I'm just pretending like I'm doing something because I don't want them to think that I'm like being weird, or just, I don't know, it's just so embarrassing being a YouTuber. I don't know how people do it, like YouTubers and streamers and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. See, this is exactly like, that's the thing too that I think stops people from, or at least stops me from like living in peace, is like thinking that the whole world is looking at you, or like there's like spotlights on you, but truth is like no one cares. But then again, I'm like, no one cares, but then I don't know. I think saying no one cares is so dumb though, because people do care. People do notice things. I mean, I always tell this to people, like to like my parents, for example, because they're like really sweet, good, genuine people. And like sometimes someone will do something to them, and my parents always want to see the good in people. So like, and I'm like, Dad, or like, Mom, like the same way that you think about certain things about people, like things that annoy you or things that you wish could change, like that's the same exact way that people think, and even worse, because you guys are actually like genuinely good people. So like, people who are genuinely bad people are gonna think and do evil things behind your back, or even stab you in the front. They'll do anything to like bring you down a few pegs, or like ruin your life or whatever. So like, my parents are always, okay, they left, so I'm good now. My parents are always like, my parents are always they're always they're always trying to like help people and see the good in people. And like, I don't know, I'm the past few years I've become very, very cynical, and like I just don't like people. I genuinely don't like people. Um, but I like movies, and I know that people made those movies. So it's like there's got to be some good in there. You know what I mean? There's got to be some charm in there. Um, but yeah, like I feel like a movie character myself. Like I feel like someone who is constantly like rewriting the script of my life. You know what I mean? And there's like 20 million versions. Anyway, I gotta go. I have to go to the bathroom, and I have to get out of this parking garage because it's really hot. All right, bye. This is probably gonna be the darkest video I ever make. Like literally the darkest. Not because I'm gonna say some dark stuff, but because it's like dark and you can barely see my eyes because the shadow of my head is kind of covering them. But I like it that way. I like being the mysterious Batman type. Yesterday I looked in the mirror briefly, and I noticed that my right eye was like crooked, or what's it called? Cross-eyed? But it wasn't. It was just like puffy. Ojos hinchados. Un ojo hinchado. In Spanish. So I'm pretty sure it's back to normal, but it kind of freaked me out for a second. I was like, because that's like one of my fears, is like going cross-eyed. That, and like obviously, you know, spiders and all the common ones. I'm not scared of the dark. I was never really that scared of the dark. I kind of welcomed it, actually. And going deaf, you know, because I'm a musician. But I think yeah, I just wanted to like literally just talk to the camera briefly, because I have somewhere to be. And I've just been like, I was talking to my landlord yesterday because he happens to like live in the house that he rents out, and his brother lives with us, and just other like 3 or 4, I don't even know, other guys live with us. But we didn't like stay up late or anything last night, but we did talk for like a solid 2 hours, and then like around almost 11 a.m. or p.m. sorry, I was like, all right, good night. And it was nice because I haven't really talked to him at all since I moved into that house. And because I was gonna ask him if I could use the TV in the living room to watch like movies and stuff. And so last night when I came in, he was like sitting with his brother. They were like eating and like watching funny video like funny TikTok compilations on YouTube on the TV. He has YouTube Premium too, so that's pretty cool. And like I was like, oh, I told him, I was like, oh, so we can watch movies? I can like use this TV? I was gonna ask you about that. He's like, yeah, of course. So when he went to bed, he's like, all right, there's the remote. You know, I love when I have like the freedom to like do stuff, and like I can like do whatever I want, and like watch whatever I want, go wherever I want, be whoever I want in the moment. And I think, you know, if I ever have like children, I want to instill in them that they could literally be whatever they want, but I don't want to coddle them, and I don't want to be like too much of a safety net. I want my kids to struggle because I want them to know that life is hard right away, because I feel like that really does build character. But it's a tricky it's a fine line, because it's a tricky thing, because like it can destroy them, it can ruin them, or it can like literally make them successful. You know what I mean? I grew up very much like in a safety bubble, in a conservative environment, where everything was kind of like baby fed to me. I had the luxury of like actually living in a loving home, which was awesome. But just because a home is like loving and your parents are together doesn't mean that the dynamic between siblings and like other family affairs are going to be smooth, or they're not going to be without their, weird stuff and stuff that like traumatizes you or affects you or makes you, I don't know, like I think at some points I was like bullied, and then I kind of bullied other people because I was being bullied, and then I grew up to become this like guilty person that I always thought that I was doing something bad or wrong, or that I couldn't really fully express myself because I would get bullied and made fun of, or but at the same time I learned early on that I do the same thing, right? I put down people or make fun of people subtly for being like weirder than me, more different than me. So it's like that was like a lesson that I had to learn on my own, on how to be more I don't know, just like more aware of these things, and like self-aware, and actually catch myself when I do certain things that are just not right, you know what I mean, are just wrong. But yeah, I grew up in a household that really I was really harked on having, being the better person, being the better man, being the better person, the person who basically, like Jesus turns the other cheek. But I viewed that, and I still kind of do view that as some sort of like weakness. So I'm trying to navigate life through a different lens than the lens of Jesus, if that makes sense. I don't want to sound anti-religion or like what's the word, apostasy or like blasphemy or anything like that, but I'm not going against anyone. I'm just like trying to view it from a different perspective. The other side of Christianity, or like the opposite of Christianity, is not necessarily evil or Satanism or satanic stuff. It's more like being aggressive, being the person that doesn't turn the other cheek, maybe using violence to justify something, not being peaceful, maybe not trying to talk things out or trying to understand people, but being impatient, being like rough around the edges, being like just being like not someone that you would typically call a Christian. So I'm kind of navigating that a little bit, and I kind of like it, and I kind of want to go deeper into that, because I feel like it's closer aligned to who I really am. I'm not a victim. I'm not like a small person, or a person that has to make themselves smaller, or like, because being the better person isn't always the best route to take. It really does depend on the people that you're dealing with and the situation. And I know I'm being very vague, but I think vagueness is like is fine. It's okay to be vague about your morals and principles. It's not necessary to like say I believe this one thing and you have to believe it too. And it's like a very specific thing. Like I feel like that's dangerous territory. Um, Not that it's like toxic. It's not. It doesn't raise any red flags. It's not something that like is supposed to like scare me or scare you or like. It just makes me question and it makes me wonder like what is right and what is wrong truly. Take away, you know, religious. Take away religion out of it. Like literally, just think of it as a human. Like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So I didn't mean to get so deep into that kind of stuff, but that's just the way my mind works a lot of the times. So I need to get going here. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening and watching me talk about my life and just random stuff. So bye.